So okay, I don't know if this is 100% true. Like, no matter how credible my intels are, you still gotta cast a little bit of doubt, like, on them sometimes. To be fair, so because Go Ahead is actually willing to intake Bendy buses, which is something that has been recently reviewed, not to the public, but like, internal discussions and stuff like that. Okay, you get the idea. So right now, this video, I'm going to be just identifying and explaining the reasons why certain services should use Bendy buses. But I'm only going to be focusing on Go Ahead, because after all, it's their first time they're ever gonna operate Bendy buses, assuming that they are actually going to get the BYD B18 in the first place. So I popped over to their website, and then you go to bus services. Okay, again, I know all the bus services in Singapore, some more than others because I memorize stuff. But the issue with me is that I memorize so many past routes that I have a tendency to forget like a few of the present day routes, regardless of like what year the route is in. Then I have a tendency to forget like if there are any like route amendments recently, because I am a boomer when it comes to like information, internet stuff, or like just technology in general. But yeah. Okay, so right now I'm just going to scroll down and then you can see all the bus services. Obviously, I wouldn't put Bendy buses on these because I mean they're end to end. And what you prioritize in end to end bus services is simply more seats. And it depends on the bus model, but I will say on average, just like on average, double deckers. I mean, this is just like an oversimplification, but like in general, double deckers they have more seats than Bendy buses, like on average. So obviously, I wouldn't put them on these. This one has potential for high capacity buses in the future if the demand actually grows. This one I don't know, because it depends on how much more the North Shore and the Sumang area develops, I guess. But yeah, this one actually has potential for high capacity buses, but I would put double deckers on this one. And then now we'll move on to other services. This one I will put double deckers because this one is long distance, and then there isn't really enough like board alight passenger demand patterns to justify many buses. So obviously this one's gonna be out. And then they just updated bus service from Pongo Coast Bus Interchange, and obviously you know what, since they haven't like shown it here or anything. This was my previous thumbnail actually. I actually kind of like this, like the shadow and everything. Whoever made these, thank you very much. I really like the look of this, and then the toaster look of this thing. Okay, so obviously I'm going to add one more, which is uh, okay, this one. And then okay, let me just go back and like ensure that I get every single thing here so that we can discuss every single thing that I haven't talked about yet. Okay. Okay, like this. Yeah, I think this is like a neat and tidy way to do it, but I'm not the tidiest person in the entire world or anything. But yeah. All right, so we'll just start from here. So the thing about this identify and analyze thing is that many bus enthusiasts they are able to identify, but what they could maybe work on is probably learning how to argue and substantiate their main points, like whether a bus service should use minibuses or double deckers, like which one it's more suited for. Cause like if you go to like JC or that stupid 3-year institute, you would do general paper, and it's like obviously you're able to do rebuttals, you're able to do like 3 agree, 2 disagree, or even like 2 giant paragraphs of agree and 1 giant paragraph of disagree. Like, and I could turn general paper into like a bus themed general paper kind of thing, just bus themed. So basically it's supposed to work like that. And I think uh it's like when you see all the Benny Bus videos out there right now, aside from mine, I mean like other content creators, it's like this is something that they could work on. It's how to like actually substantiate and give a little bit more in-depth answers. But I don't blame them. It's because when you make a video that's like supposed to be cinematic, obviously you like high quality editing and stuff. Obviously you're gonna have to like compromise a little bit on the content, which is like the one that actually matters. So yeah. So let me just start. Obviously these I'm not gonna put many buses because it's end-to-end demand. This one doesn't really have enough demand to justify high capacity buses in general. This one only had the issue with this is that it has to improve its like frequency, or you could just do it like SMRT. You run more terminating trips, be it like West Loop or East Loop. So technically speaking, you don't necessarily have to run high capacity buses on this. Obviously, this one is restricted because of like the tight turns and everything. Any 3-axle vehicle would struggle to go inside Pasir Ris Road, like in general. This one doesn't have enough demand to justify. This one, the bus already bunches so much, so you don't really need many buses on this one. And obviously end to end, and then this one is also like end to end, and then nowadays it's like a mix of single deckers and double deckers, so doesn't make sense. This one, despite it being a short route, actually isn't really that suitable for Bendy buses, and the reason is because pretty much everybody takes end to end, like from Pasir Ris to like the Loyang Industrial Estate, and at most people alight at Loyang Avenue to transfer to like other buses like 89, service 2, wait, shit, no, not service 2, 89, 9, 19, and that's about it. That one transfer point at Loyang is just not significant enough to like justify the use of many buses. So I would say no for this one as well. This one is kind of like a feeder. It's like it's a trunk bus route, but the small parts of the route, like Bedok North Avenue 4 or like Pasir Ris Drive 4, it kind of functions like a feeder in some contexts, like 38, 121, Service 3, that kind of archetype of route. But then again, when you look at this route overall, it's not one that like screams the need for bendy buses or anything. I would argue that it's actually not worth it to run bendy buses on 17, because the 17 kind of runs a bit like 99. It winds inside the estate, but there's already a lot of people using the upper deck, and there's really no justification of this one uh just using bendy buses in general. There's just no. And even when you talk about like MRT stations in between, like let's say you could say Tampines East, but there isn't really a whole lot of people from Service 17 that's like alighting at Tampines East. Maybe at most from Drive 4, Drive 1 to Tampines East MRT station, but it's just one. It's the same logic as this one. You have this one main board alike point, but it's just not enough to justify the entire route using bendy buses, like as I would put it. So you could say that the whole of Pasir Ris doesn't really need bendy buses in general. But then there is this one which I would get to in a while. I'm just gonna like reject everything first. Obviously, yeah, you guys get it. I've already said this many times. This one, no, end to end. This one, there is like a lot of utilization of the upper deck, so obviously no. This one is kind of like a similar case as 17. I forgot what I rated for the bendy bus suitability, but this thing, I will say, actually gets pretty high demand at Street 21. I don't know if it's because Heising Catholic School just shifted to their temporary location and then they're going to shift back, but Street 21 gets like a crap ton of demand. So this one, Sankaku for now, meaning I'll consider it. This one is okay with like even a 3-door double decker, so it's quite self-explanatory. Long distance, so no, not enough. This one, demand has like dropped ever since Pongo Coast MRT opened, so obviously no. This one, double deckers would do fine because 83 is one of those services whereby the demand is like way too high for an SD, but way too low for a double decker. If you get what I mean, it's like in between. And because of this, you're wasting bendy buses on this service if you ever deploy it on it, deploy the bendies on it. And in fact, I would say buses like these are probably perfect for it, like 15 meters or like 14.5-meter buses. You don't really need bendy buses or like double deckers on this one. Maybe you need double deckers at certain timings of the day, but again, this one is double deckers are okay for this one. This one's also quite long distance. I know Sengkang kind of has like that board-alike parent, but like in general, there are a lot of people who take it from Yishun all the way to like Jalan Kayu, Fernvale area-ish. So no, it's not worth it. This one, yes, I get where you're coming from in the sense that like at IT College East as well as Temasek Poly, there are like lots of students using this route, but these students, they take long distance to like Pongo or maybe medium distance from IT College East to like Tampines as well. Gonna put this for now, even though I still think this is better run with double deckers. This one, the demand is not enough. Same for this one. Not saying it has no demand, but like these are like single decker demand. This one is in a similar case. It's a similar thing to 359, whereby you just need to improve the frequency. You don't really have to put high capacity buses on it. So this one would be a waste. Same for this one. 119 is kind of like a less severe case of 83 in the sense that like only certain timings does it need like high capacity buses. So you wouldn't want to waste like the double deckers. Sorry, the bendy buses on it. Sorry. This one, demand is like okay, but not high enough to justify it. And then from Pongo, I would definitely nominate this one. What else is there? Maybe this one. And this one. Okay. I mean, I just duplicated this. What am I? I mean, it's not even supposed to be in this group, but okay. 104, the route is Bidadari Serangoon Avenue 1, next Yio Chu Kang Road, that road above Gerald Drive, which is Buangkok Drive, and then it goes to Buangkok MRT, it copies 43, and then copies 673, then goes Pongo Central, then goes Sumang, Nibong, Samudra, and then one direction it goes in, the other direction it uses outside, and then it just winds a little bit, wraps around a little bit, wraps around New Pongo Road, and then into Pongo Coast. That's its route. And when you take a look at where the MRT stations are at, excluding the terminals, you have one at Nex, and obviously the section in between Boundary Road and Upper Serangoon Road, they're not gonna exist anymore when 43M eventually renumbers to 104. So this part is gonna be gone. Just to clarify things in case you're not clear. There's one MRT station, and then there's another MRT station, which is at Buangkok. Again, from Buangkok to that to inside, you already have 114, And then this one deserves Bendy buses more than double deckers. This 104, it actually goes along the outside and not really into Buangkok where all the demand is. There's like private estates down here, and then there's like HDBs up here. So the existing route, there's already 43 that goes to Buangkok Green. 104 will not touch Buangkok Green or Hougang Avenue 9 or 4 at all. It's just Yio Chu Kang Road and then Buangkok Drive. But you have 43 along this sector, so the only sector in which you could really justify Bendy buses on 104 is if there is enough demand from like Buangkok Drive that they want to go to Buangkok. Who even does that? Like, if you want to go towards the city, you would take it to Serangoon instead. Unless you're like, okay, I live quite near Buangkok, I want a seat on board NEL, so I'm gonna take it to. But again, I still don't think 104. Again, this kind of like route profile is, again, I would say it's similar to 99. It's like double deckers would do fine. I don't know if 104 would even use double deckers or it's just a full single decker fleet, but like the route wise, it's more similar to like this or maybe okay, minus the express sector, maybe like 99, 185. It's just really not enough to justify double deckers. Unless you can tell me from that Sumang area, the one where 382 is at, there are a lot of people who are going to like Buangkok. So unless you can justify that, like, okay, between these points, there are loads of people, kind of like in a similar fashion as 176 from Hillview to Bukit Batok, and then to Jurong East via Al Mukminin Mosque, if I got that right, and then to West Coast. So